Hey, it's Mallory, aka Wednesday, and I wanted to do a little bit of a series review for the show Avatar. I just finished watching both Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: The Legend of Korra. Not all at once, over the course of a few weeks. I watched all the episodes back to back, and I was hooked right away. I love the colorful animation of Avatar, and I love that it is uplifting and appeals to all ages. The dynamic of the relationships of the different characters and the trials they are going through are really intriguing. The the idea of airbending and firebending and earthbending and waterbending I think is pretty neat as someone who practices magic and works on connecting with different elemental energies. The idea that we came from a world where certain people tend to connect with those energies more easier than others and can bend them is pretty cool. If I understand correctly, I think the word Wicca even means to bend. Magic is really about bending energy to your will. And in the Avatar series, they just sort of break that down into earth, air, fire, water. you, most people in the series, in the television series, are only capable of bending one element. But the Avatar, unlike everyone else, the Avatar is capable of bending all four elements. And the Avatar in the beginning series is an airbender. So each Avatar is usually born into a specific tribe, like the water tribe, the air tribe, fire tribe, etc. And in the first series, the Avatar is an airbender who originally didn't really want to be the Avatar, ran away to escape his duties, and while running away, got stuck in a terrible storm and ended up getting frozen in ice for like 100 years. And while the Avatar was frozen in ice, the Fire Nation, I think it is, yeah, it was the Fire Nation. I can't remember exactly who at the moment, but the Fire Nation destroyed all the airbenders because they knew they were looking for the Avatar. The Fire Nation was looking for the Avatar, so they destroyed all the airbenders in hopes of destroying the Avatar, not realizing that the Avatar was frozen in ice. So now the Avatar is awoken and the world is in disarray. The Fire Nation is fucking with everyone and seeking total domination. The main bad guy at the beginning of the story is Prince Zuko, who is the heir to, well, at one point was the heir to the throne of the Fire Nation, but Prince Zuko was banished and scarred by his father. He was banished from the Fire Nation, and so now Prince Zuko explores the world looking for the Avatar with the help of his uncle, in hopes that if he captures the Avatar, he will win back his father's love and admiration and his place within the Fire Kingdom. So right away, Prince Zuko is seeking the Avatar, and you all know the story if you've read it. I really liked how it touched on things like the chakras, meditation, bending energy. I thought it was really great how at one point Aang was having a hard time getting in touch with his avatar state, and he spent some time with the guru, and the guru helped him focus on letting go of attachments and letting go of fears so that he can make progress with his path. And that's something that I've been sort of stuck on lately. I definitely have chakra blockages that are preventing me from reaching my cosmic avatar state. And I loved how in the cartoon they would visit the spirit world. They would take you into these scenes where you're in the spirit realm. And one of my favorite parts is when they would show basically a vision of like a character's higher self, specifically like Avatar. Like the Airbender would be walking, Airbender Aang, he'd be walking around in the spirit world, and he'd see this like huge spirit version of himself, and the spirit version of self would be like badass. And the idea was that Aang was trying to connect with his higher spirit self so that he could get into that badass avatar state, and he was successful, but he had to deal with his chakra blockages first, because if you don't deal with your chakra blockages, I can't hear chakra blockages, can't even say that word, yeah, anyways, blockage, chakra blockage, if you don't deal with that, the cosmos can't flow through you, so you gotta get that shit in check. And it was great. The whole series was great. I knew Prince Zuko and Avatar Aang were destined to be best friends. Their dynamic was amazing. It was great watching Zuko's evolution. I think Prince Zuko is, of course, Aang is my favorite character. How can you not love Aang? But Prince Zuko was definitely one of my favorite characters too. I thought his character was really dynamic. I loved watching him grow. Be honest, I didn't really care too much for Katara. I was sort of irritated that her and Aang got married at the end. I kind of thought Aang deserved a cooler girlfriend, but who am I to judge? And then all of a sudden that series was done, over with, and it was on to the Legend of Korra, and that was great, but it was also unsettling because what the heck, Aang isn't around anymore, Aang is dead. Legend of Korra starts and you're dealing with a new avatar all of a sudden. Korra was born to the water tribe, and she was able to master water and fire and earth right off the bat as a child, but not air. And you get to meet Aang's grandchildren, his children and grandchildren, yes. And they are the new airbenders. So Aang is starting to give birth to the new Air Nation, which is pretty exciting because the Air Tribe had originally been killed off. But now the series starts with Avatar Korra being mentored by Aang's son, who is a grown man and has children of his own. I can't even remember that dude's name. Tenzin. That's it. Tenzin. He was pretty cool. I can't remember his kids' names there at the moment. They're pretty badass though. And in Legend of Korra, there's lots of visits to the spirit world. I liked that. At first, Korra wasn't really in touch with her spiritual energy, but then she started traveling to the spirit astral world, and all sorts of crazy stuff happened there. She learned about like basically the creation of the world they live in, and learned about how like chaos and cosmos have been battling each other since the dawn of time, and how there is like chaos within cosmos and cosmos within chaos, or should I say light within dark and dark within light. And I don't even know. It was all over the place. At the very end of it, there was big robots. They had to get big robots in there. It's not an anime series if there isn't big robots. So they had to get some big robots in there. That happened. Korra helped me a lot, actually. Watching her character go through her trials. Korra at one point gets poisoned and has metal poison in her system that slows her down for years. And she knew she was poisoned, but she was poisoned with the metal poison. And an earthbender who is skilled in metal bending was able to get most of the poison out of her. Korra thought they had gotten all the poison out of her, but that wasn't the case. Korra was still weighed down for years by this metal poison within her body. And once she finally figured that out, she had to learn to really examine her past traumas, because Korra was having a lot of flashbacks, and each time she tried to really step into her power, she found that she was continually weakened by this poison in her. And also, too, Korra was troubled by flashbacks. She had post-traumatic stress. So watching Korra deal with her PTSD and then having to go through this trial of transmuting this metal poison that was in her. She had to overcome her traumas and also basically find a way to bend poison out of her system. And that really resonated with me because I feel like that's sort of where I'm at right now. I've been going through spiritual processes and I was spiritually poisoned. I'm not entirely sure by what. It might have even been myself. Who knows? But I was attacked and poisoned, and ever since then I've been slowed down really badly. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm having trouble dealing with PTSD and trying to move past traumas and transmute this poison from my system. But if Korra can do it, so can I. So I hope we're going to see a new Airbender soon. New Avatar soon. And by the way, Korra opened up the portals to the spirit world. They had been closed since like the dawn of time or something. She opened them up and it was really amazing. They found out that like spirit and physical reality living side by side is more harmonious. And by opening up the portals, she brought, in some ways, brought magic back to the land. People started developing airbending skills out of nowhere. And up until that point, like I said earlier, all airbenders had been murdered with the exception of these new airbenders that Avatar Aang is giving birth to. But Korra opened up the portals, and there's even more airbenders more now, and it seems like it's bringing magic back to the land. And I hope we'll see a really cool new Avatar sometime soon. This is me rambling about how much I love Avatar.